mighty dwarf kingdoms, long thought diminished, are resurgent under their high king.
Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to another Total War Warhammer guide. Today we are looking at the brand new Rune Lord. I almost messed that up. So I've brought along his little mini brother today, so we can look at the differences between the stats and the attributes of each guy, the abilities of each guy, and talk about how he'd use them in battle. And does it differ at all? Obviously the Rune Lord is more expensive, he's a Lord unit, but let's go and see the differences. So let's stick him this side so we can sort of see a before and after. So let's have a look at them first. The Runesmith's pretty cool looking. I like his silver armour, good beardage. But the Rune Lord, obviously much more experienced. You can tell by the grey beard. And he's got some shiny ass armour. Look at that. That is... You can spot him on a battlefield. He's not trying to hide in the masses, is he? And he's got a glowy hammer. As opposed to just a hammer. So, you know, glowy is always better. If you play Diablo or any game like that, you know that glowing means better. So... As the Runesmiths are basically the wizards of the Dwarf Empire. They don't like magic, they shun magic, they've got that 25% ability, but they've got runes which kind of just do a similar thing, really, in a different name. So let's look at the stats first. So the Runesmith has 120 armour, the Rune Lord the same. The Rune Lord has 400 more hit points, he's got 5 more leadership, 75, speed 32, he's still a dwarf, still got short legs, melee attack of 40. You know, you don't usually use them for their melee attack. Melee defense is 13 more at 45, which is always nice. And his weapon strength is actually less at 288, and charge bonus is 16. We can see the 288. We'll have a look at the breakdown. 72 armor piercing, as opposed to 90 armor piercing. So a little bit less damage. Okay, so maybe shiny hammers aren't the way to go. Glowy hammers are not the way to go, people. It's quite random. But let's have a look at the abilities. I've done a video already on the Runesmith, so I won't go through the basic abilities of the Runesmith. I've done a video on it already. You can go and check that out if you need to get a refresher course. So the Rune Lord has 2 major differences. He has the Lord ability, which is stand your ground. Lots of units have this, but most of the leader units have this, and it's an augment that casts on yourself and affects allies within 45 meters and gives that nice bonus to leadership and a bonus to melee defense, 36 and 16. Very nice. Only lasts for 15 seconds, but it'll do you in a pinch when you get that first engage, or you're looking like you might break a little bit. Whack on that, get a bit of leadership, get a bit of defense, and you'll be sorted. He also has the biggest difference is the Rune of Hearth and Home. If you're a tabletop player, you'll know this very well. It's a constant ability and gives on himself and allies within 45 meters. And that's really nice because most abilities are on yourself are like constant, are just for you, or just one little thing in the game. But this, all allies within 45 meters have plus 100% charge resistance and immune to psychology. That is ridiculously massive, and that's for the entire game, as long as he's not running away and stuff. That, I think, is almost worth it alone. I think that is really, really useful, especially in more sort of defensive armies. We'll talk about how we'd use them in battles. One thing I've totally forgot to mention with the Rune Lord is that you can put him on the Anvil of Doom. Basically, it's a big throne with an anvil on it. It gives him a lot more hit points and about another 1,000 hit points. Gives him 10 more leadership, a couple of other minor changes, but also gives him a physical resistance of 25%. Now, this makes him an already tanky character really, really tanky. So if you need a bit more of extra survivability, then this is definitely the upgrade to get for you. And he looks really cool because look at him, look at it. It's a beautiful model. I feel sorry for the dwarfs carrying it. They're literally carrying him on their heads. They're not even, one head, one arm, job done. There you go. So definitely worth the upgrade if you need that bit of extra survivability now. So let's go kill some goblin units. Why are they always on the hill? It's like 20. This is a marathon for a dwarf. Come on, man. Come on, you're killing me. Right, I think we might need to speed this up. They've only got little legs, okay? And the goblins aren't coming anywhere. So, the way you'd use them in a battle, as you know, with the sort of standard Rune Lord buffing abilities and everything, you need to be in and amongst your own troops. And this goes the exact same with the Rune Lord. It's obviously, the Rune and Hearth of Home, because it's map-wide, means you can do other stuff and not lose that ability. So that's really, really useful. But the stand your ground is perfect. This ability alone makes it really useful if you like the gun line type units with lots of guns, lots of artillery, where you sit right at the back, you pummel the enemy as they come in. Jesus Christ, Dwarfs, come on, I know you're slow, but you're never going to get there. We need to actually see you fight in this video before I run out of things to say, preferably. As you can see, the abilities are already on him here. He's got fire resistance. Oh, sorry, armor pierce. Fire, what? Forge fire. I saw fire, I went for fire resistance, that's why. And the Rune of Hearth and Home. So the way you'd use this Rune Lord is you can actually send him out on a wing a bit because of that ability that's map wide, but you want him buffing your own troops in the middle of the fight, getting in, stuck in. The good thing about Dwarfs is that they're all pretty tanky. It's not like a wizard that you have to hide away and keep him in the back line, keep him protective. You can still get stuck in. They're not obviously as good as the other heroes, the more fighty heroes, but they can still hold their own. Like I was saying, if you've got a gun line, look at the speed of these Dwarfs. Like, if you've got a gun line and an big artillery barrage, then this guy is perfect because you might only have a few units that hold the defensive line. So having that charge resistance is massive because you can not get wiped out on that first charge, because the worst thing about obviously having a gun line is that we're going to see a charge happening anytime soon. Go on, boys. I'm not going to use any of the buffs. We don't really need it. It's goblins at the end of the day. Here we go. Look at this combined charge. Oh, he went for a shield bash and the other guy went for a full hammer toss. Oh, it's ugly. It's ugly. Because the problem with artillery and gun lines is that you get, if they can crush that first line, then they're through to the weak or the weaker quarrelers and the artillery pieces and stuff like that. So a charge defense is just huge because they're going to hold there for longer, they're going to do better, their immune psychology much, much better. So I think Rune Lords are going to be useful anyway, but the fact is, if you play that army style, which a lot of Dwarf players do, just perfect. So, there you go, guys. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this little mini guide to the new Rune Lord. Will you be using him as your main general, or are you just going to stick to a more fighty general and just have a runesmith? I'd be really intrigued to know. So let me know in the comments. Hope you enjoyed this mini little guide and enjoy using him in battle. They do look good fighting, don't they? That's a lot of blood. Thank you very much for joining me. If you did enjoy the video, do please hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the place. We've got tons more videos coming out. We'll be covering all the new units from all the DLCs. I've already done every unit in the game so far, so we're going to keep going until they just stop producing the game. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. Love you all. Bye-bye.